Welcome back to my channel. My name is Favor. You are welcome, you are loved, you are appreciated. Thank you for clicking. Today we are going to watch the video whereby the EFF leader Julius Malema, whereby he is slamming, the president of Uganda, Museveni, whereby for his bill of anti-homosexual in his country. So let us watch this video.
I'm here to say to the comrades and the people of Uganda, we are with them against the tyranny, because we cannot allow any regime in the world to kill people on the basis of identity. We are victims of identity politics. We were killed because we were black. And the only crime we committed was being black. Today, all those who have been killed in Uganda is because it's a community that belongs to LGBTQI+. As a result, they get killed because you woke up one day, you don't like them. How are you going to identify that a person is gay? What scientific method are you going to use that she's lesbian? All you're going to do is to look at a person and out of hatred decide this one is gay, this one is lesbian. It cannot be correct that you identify people on the basis of hatred and you kill them. So we are saying to Museveni, leave the people the way they are. It is not our problem. It is not your problem. It is not a problem. What if Museveni is lesbian or gay himself? What if Museveni is going to discover that much later? Because there are people who discover that even when they are older, that actually this is who I am. So we must not, because in his family, there are people who belong to the gay community. Those will not be killed because they are his family. But those who are not his family, those who do not have political connection, those who are not from well-known families and business families, they are going to be killed not because they are gay, but because they are poor and cannot afford the political connection. Because that's how politics are. They use political connection to decide whether to persecute this person or not to persecute. So we are here to say to Uganda, as long as the LGBTQ+ community is not free in Uganda, we are not free. Yes. As long as the people in Palestine are not free, we are not free. As long as the people of Cuba cannot trade anyhow they want with anyone they want in the world because of the economic embargo imposed on them by imperialist America for more than 60 years, we are not free. As long as the people of Swaziland cannot choose who's going to lead them, but some king out of drunkenness decide who must be a prime minister in Swaziland, we are not free. We are free if the world is free, because we are part of the globe. If you take the globe in your house and look at it, once you break part of it, the whole globe will never be the same. It will be a broken globe. And once you break Swaziland, once you break Western Sahara, you must know that you have broken the world. The pain of the people of Uganda, it's our pain. The mothers and fathers who pretend to be on the side of the regime, they are just pretentious. No one can come to kill your child and you become supportive of such an individual. It doesn't matter how that child is behaving. There is nothing called corrective in rape. Rape is a rape, and therefore it must never be decorated with nice concepts to make it look good. There is no one who can sleep with all those people in Uganda in the name of correcting them, in the name of giving them a real man. A real man does not rape. A real man negotiates, and it becomes very nice when you negotiate. Easy come is not nice. Ape usonju filo karwa mushasha. Unore twara mo correct. You will never correct her. If anything, you are going to kill her. Because rape is murder. When you rape someone, you kill something in that person. And from that day, that person will never live a free life because that trauma will permanently visit that person. So we are here to march against rapists who are supported by Ugandan government. We are here to stand against murder. There is something called attempt homophobic, life sentence. Attempt homophobic, what is that? How are you going to see that a person has attempted to be homophobic? You can hear there is barbarism, there is stupidity in the whole bill. And if Museveni knows what is good for him, he must not sign it into law. Already we have problems with Museveni according to how he's treating political opponents in Uganda. Bobi Wine can't move freely. His house has got soldiers outside. His family is being harassed. And a lot of his comrades are being imprisoned without trial, harassed for their political views in Uganda. As we are busy fighting for political freedoms of our comrades in Uganda, Museveni brings this bill that is anti-human, because gay rights are human rights. You can't say we are celebrating human rights in South Africa this month, yet there is another part of Africa which is not celebrating human rights. Comrade Papa D mentioned something very important. When we go to Uganda, we don't need a visa. But when they come to South Africa, they need a visa. Yet we are one thing. When we say to you, we don't want borders, we don't mean access control and regulation of the people that are in this country. We simply mean there must not be visas amongst ourselves. So many countries in the world, a lot, come to South Africa without visa. But when we say the Ugandans must come to South Africa without visa, you xenophobic people say, no, we don't want them here. Yet there are countries of white people who come here without visa. Now, she's speaking about her going back home and then going to be arrested and perhaps even being killed. Yet you are just watching and doing nothing about it. She comes here to South Africa looking for safety, that I need to continue fighting for the rights of my people, but I must not die, so that this message can be heard all over the world. You say to her, go back to your home, even when there is all evidence before us that when she goes back home, she's going to be arrested, and because she has declared her identity, she will be killed if this bill is passed. You can't say an organization with an internationalist outlook allow a person to go back home to be killed. That is not what we're taught. International solidarity is what made us to be where we are now. The Release Mandela campaign was a call for black people and Africans in particular to have rights and to vote. In America, there were marches bigger than this to demand Mandela's release. In UK, there were marches bigger than this to demand Mandela's release. Mandela's release meant release of all political prisoners and freedom for all Africans. People all over the world fought for our freedom in what we called international solidarity. The people of Uganda are now saying to you, we ask for your solidarity because we are about to be butchered. And all who are asking for South Africa, let's stand firmly behind the people of Uganda, and through international solidarity, Museveni will not sign this bill into law. All organizations that are progressive all over the country and the world must write to Museveni directly and ask him not to sign this bill into law, because we support human rights, and this bill is going to violate the human rights. That's why you are here. Whether you love gays, whether you don't love them, as long as you love life and support human rights, you have to support them. You don't have to be in love with them. You ought to stand with the principle. And what is the principle? The principle is right to life. No one must take away a life of an individual or a community on the basis of their identity. That is a violation of what we stand for. What are rights? Rights is not what is given in the Constitution. Immediately when you are born with those rights. You were born with the right to life. Yes. Your birth gave you a right to life, not a politician. And once that right is given to you, not even a politician must be allowed to take that right away. It's not allowed.